Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kripto Teknik. Today we have very important guest from the IOTA. Welcome, Dominik.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, thank you for participating to our stream because we all know you are very busy in this season. We are hearing a new announcement from the IOTA every day, a new announcement. So I believe you have very rush in this time. So thank you again for coming us. So let's start with the most hype about the IOTA right now is the staking and Shimmer network. How's going on the things on that side?
Yeah, I mean it's something that has long been awaited and is kind of necessary for IOTA to take the next stage, right? And so far we had a strong focus on industrial use cases and working with big companies. And right now we're sort of evolving because IOTA is not just for the Internet of Things, right? It's not just for the machine economy. It's not just for micropayments. It's not just for feeless transactions. The way that we envision IOTA evolving is actually that it's sort of like a trust layer on which you can build new networks on top. For example, what we released with IOTA smart contracts, and that will evolve into its own sort of smart contract network, and multiple networks like data networks and so on and so forth can then be built on top of IOTA, anchored into the Tangle, and then they can benefit from feeless transactions. And this idea came about how we actually launch some of these new tokens. Right? Because there's going to be entire token economies that will now be able to deploy on IOTA, and so the whole notion of staking and airdrops came about, and I would say it's a very exciting time for IOTA holders because now we're really opening up these new possibilities for token holders to benefit and to participate in token distributions.
Yes, actually, long-time IOTA holders really waited this time for long. For example, for me, I'm the fan of the IOTA from the 2017. Probably I earned too much in the 2017 from IOTA. That's why I have an emotional bond with the IOTA. So I can consider myself an unofficial IOTA ambassador in here. So all Turkish community knows about this. So let's ask some speculative, then we can go to the technical side again. In 2017, and at the big IOTA rally, everything started with some fire from the IOTA Bosch partnership because at that time there was no real life use case for the cryptocurrency, and there's some currency called IOTA made something with the Bosch that was very important. Today we hear too much partnership about this, and now but also we are hearing the too much new company registering about the patents and mention about the IOTA. So that's really important for us. So what should we expect next? I know probably you won't say any brand name, but what can we expect the commercial side of the IOTA's rise?
Yeah, I mean, we have evolved a lot since then, right? And we've really been successful in Europe with, I think, more than a dozen EU-funded projects at this point, and I think no other project has such commercial adoption. And we have the project with the European Union, right, where we have the EPSI, the European Blockchain and Services Infrastructure, where hopefully very soon we're going to know if we are going to the next round as one of the three finalists to build out the infrastructure for the European Union. And I mean, that would really be tremendous and a huge milestone. And it's a big stamp of approval, by the way, because in the crypto world, it's a very different game to get adoption in the crypto world and get adoption in the enterprise world. So far, we've really been focused on the enterprise world. We work with Dell, Intel, ST Microelectronics, and all of them. But right now, we're sort of starting to bridge into the crypto world as well, because we realize that we have the technology that is really getting ready, right, with tokenization, with smart contracts, and we have the properties to solve some of these problems with feeless transactions, and obviously the DAG architecture where we can now execute smart contracts in parallel, and that we should also focus on crypto more, right? And what to expect next is really that we are really focused on utility, tangible adoption on the mainnet, and we really want to empower the ecosystem to start building more. And we had a bunch of NFT drops already. I'm not sure if you were able to get one with IOTA bots.
IOTA bots. I already participated IOTA bots.
Yeah, very nice, right? I think they will be very very nice assets later on. And there's a lot of other stuff that's happening with decentralized exchanges, the NFT marketplace, and stuff like that. So I would say that my personal focus right now will really be to execute on this strategy as well. And so we are allocating quite some funding on this strategy, and we have some great partners on board as well. And yeah, what to expect is really tangible adoption, and we have this big utility upgrade happening with tokenization, smart contracts. So we're trying to get everything together.
Actually, the DeFi side is really exciting because the feeless DeFi is really extreme thing for the market, because everybody complained about the Ethereum's fees, so people started use the other layer 1 projects, and now there is the IOTA. They can provide feeless DeFi in the future, and the Shimmer network, it's start of the new era, I think. So should we expect anything about the DeFi from the IOTA side, or IOTA is focusing on the layer 1 and the independent developers will rule this side?
We are not going to develop the applications. I think we are here to provide the infrastructure. So we have the base layer, and then we have smart contracts, right, to launch on top. And our focus is to make sure that both of them are ready for adoption. So we, as the IOTA Foundation, are really here to provide the support to the ecosystem to create these opportunities. And I think what's most exciting about all of this is that we have a really huge community, and really passionate, as we've seen over the last few days, where we had so many lively discussions, which was very exciting. And it really opens up so many great opportunities for builders and for developers to create dApps and launch them into a huge ecosystem, and then grow from there, because we are not just starting from zero, right? And we're entering this crypto game now, and opening up these opportunities for others to realize them.
Yes. So about also NFTs, you mentioned the IOTA was recently. I see a lot of new IOTA NFTs on the testnet right now. Probably the IOTA NFT is the greenest energy for creating an NFT. So the green energy concept is coming too much in the crypto from now, because of the Bitcoin too much energy consuming. Right. Also, the electric vehicles are coming for our life. Also, people expect that the IOTA should be the one of the center of the crypto side of this green energy change. So do you have any plan or any project for the future? Also, one speculative question. So there is a green side and there is a Tesla right now. Do you have any contact or any future contact plan for the Tesla?
For Tesla, we'll do our best, right? There's always 6 degrees of separation, right? And there's always a contact somewhere. But yeah, green side is very important. It's going to be 2022 very soon, which is kind of crazy, right? But IOTA was born out of this purpose that we want to create value, right? We want to change. We want to make the world a better place with technology. That's why we went through this very difficult process of trying to reinvent the blockchain, right? And offering a new technology to the world that solves existing blockchain problems, but that also solves problems in the real world. And obviously fighting climate change and having a non-profit foundation, right? A certified non-profit foundation in Germany is really key to helping play our role. And so we have some big projects like, for example, digital MRV, where we are collecting climate data, securing that climate data, and then making it possible to make decisions on it. So that's a project that has been adopted and has been used by the Canadian government, for example. We've been using it in Chile, in the landfill, for example. And now we are actually starting to grow it more. And we actually have some really exciting ideas to also do NFTs, right? Where you have NFTs that have a royalty component that can then be used to fund charities and help to preserve nature. One thing that I'm really excited about is DAOs, right? Using decentralized autonomous organizations to have social support, bundling together and also bundling together the financial support so that we can tackle some of these issues, right? Working on reforestation, for example, and like this forest DAO concept. So you can definitely expect a lot more from us, and we've already been doing a lot in that area, and we have some great context, especially also on the government level. And that's why, for example, the projects that we're doing in the EU are so exciting, because they also offer an opportunity for us to work with governments and to offer IOTA and the IOTA network as a solution.
I see. Thank you so much. So let's see. Let's talk about another important topic of these days, the Shimmer network. People are very excited. Everybody asking when Shimmer, when token, when staking. There are too much question coming to me. I will ask you same thing. You probably don't say a timing, but okay, I need just ask you because people expecting me ask this. So when the Shimmer. Also, I will ask you about the Shimmer's Gold Genesis NFTs. I see them; they are really excited. These NFTs. I probably will buy one of the Gold Genesis NFTs if I can. So maybe let's talk about these Genesis NFTs and the future of the Shimmer.
Yeah, I mean, Shimmer opens up a very exciting new journey for IOTA, because so far it was just IOTA. It was a typical development process where we had IOTA testnets, right? And then we had the mainnet launch. And now we have some very exciting upgrades coming with tokenization, smart contracts, and then obviously IOTA 2.0 with the eventual Corticite and the full decentralization of the protocol. All of these upgrades are very exciting, but they also offer bugs, right? Potential faults and potential errors that could harm the mainnet. And as such, Shimmer is really an incentivized staging network for the community to participate in early validation, right? To test the network, to make sure that everything works properly. And more importantly than that, to get early access to these technologies, right? Instead of waiting until it hits the mainnet, you already have access to tokenization, to smart contracts, and all of these future upgrades on the Shimmer network. And that means that builders can now be early in building their dApps, building up their communities. And so when the release is happening on the mainnet, you can just simply port over your app from Shimmer to IOTA, or keep it in both networks, right? And then grow from there, right? And as such, we actually accelerate the adoption of IOTA, which is very exciting. And because this is a new ecosystem, we wanted to really do a fully fair token distribution. So 100% of all Shimmer tokens go to IOTA holders. So if you hold your IOTA tokens and you stake them, you get Shimmer token for free, right? One IOTA equals one Shimmer tokens every 10 seconds. So it's a very, very simple distribution.
It's like too much tokens, maybe more than Dogecoin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
New network, new opportunities, right?
Should we expect the big exchange could support this staking?
You mean if exchanges will support staking?
Yes.
Exchanges can support staking. It's a simple transaction that they have to do. With just a payload on it, right? That indicates that you're staking. But we are right now focusing on the Firefly release. So if you want to be able to stake, the most reliable way will be to do it with Firefly right now. But we'll talk with some of the exchanges. Yeah,
that will, because the people asking so it will create too much, demand to IOTA. This is the expectation, because everybody wants this privileges of the Shimmer token.
Yeah.
So what about that decentralization side of the IOTA? How is going the things on that side? So should we expect more years, or how much maybe? How many times?
We can't talk about when. Honestly, like, I was reflecting on this yesterday. I'm just going a little bit off topic. I was reflecting on this yesterday. It was probably one of the best decisions that we've ever made to not communicate timelines and to not set expectations of what is to come. Because, like, on the one hand, you want to be transparent, you want to excite the community, what you've been working on. Like, for example, Shimmer, we've been working on that for a year, right? So for a year, we couldn't drop any hints. We had to be quiet, and we couldn't tell anybody about it. And in the end, it worked out fabulously, right? And the community was excited. We were excited, and it just creates a much better atmosphere. With IOTA 2.0, we just recently did a major upgrade with a new untangle voting consensus, right? And now it's about putting together the last missing pieces with the congestion control, and then the new IOTA 2.0 DevNet should have all the different components together. And then we're going to do some more testing and validation of it. We've already been working on some white papers, research papers on this, and have been doing a lot of simulations and work on untangle voting. Because obviously, as these upgrades happen, we want to make sure that everybody also understands that this is has been fully researched, right? Mm-hmm. Like one of the main value propositions of what we're doing. And once the network, the 2.0 DevNet has been upgraded and we've done some cleanup of the code, it will eventually hit the Shimmer network, right? So Shimmer will be upgraded with IOTA 2.0, and then after some more testing there, which will probably take a couple of months, it will hit the IOTA mainnet, right? And then we're going to have the Cordy side. And but overall things look actually very good, and the team is getting more is very confident with this approach now. Mm-hmm. And we are seeing some problems with other networks, right? And we really see that IOTA has taken the time to think about these issues. Like other networks are having these issues right now, and I don't want to name them, right? But these are the exact issues that we've been tinkering about, and why we've also taken so long to really get this right. Right. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, right, we're sort of running a dual strategy where we have this full path towards decentralization with IOTA 2.0. And in the meantime, we're already upgrading the mainnet with utility. Mm-hmm. So tokenization, smart contracts, output types, so that the ecosystem can now start to grow and can start to build. And we can really accelerate IOTA and accelerate the adoption of IOTA, and then eventually move it towards full decentralization. Yeah. So the full package will be there. Yeah.
My vote for the growing ecosystem first.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that's why we've also focused more on crypto in that regard.
Okay, so I have some questions from the community, a little bit speculative questions, but I will ask. Okay, people asking about how is going the things on the US side of the IOTA. They are expecting should we expect any Coinbase listing for the future? Because too much people asking about the Coinbase could really huge effect to IOTA. IOTA should be in the US market with stronger. So is there anything you can say about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important for us to get listed on an exchange in the US because there's pretty much no viable option at the moment. All I can say is that we're really working on it, and hopefully it will be resolved, because the technical side is all there, right? And IOTA is pretty easy to integrate now with Chrysalis, but there's some other dynamics that need to be taken care of, including, for example, having a custody solution, custody provider, which takes some time. But it's an absolute priority, and hopefully now also with Shimmer out and with the staking starting, all of these exchanges have a bigger incentive to list IOTA as well, because there's just so much more that you can do with it and so much more appeal to it. So we're quite hopeful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So another question about there is too much criticism about IOTA's strong with the developers, strong technical side, but PR and marketing side of IOTA always being criticizing. So people think about the foundation is not thinking too much about the marketing, and they are focusing always the last product. Do you have any future plan of the break this thing? So people, maybe they are wrong, but I just have to ask you. They want to see much about the IOTA in the press, in the community, because there are some successful samples like this, like Cardano or other stuff. They really grow too much with the community support, but most of the IOTA's community technical mind people, but for the growth they need the more local investors too. Do you have any plan for the future about this?
So the really exciting part is, because we are focusing on the ecosystem and the builders of our ecosystem, they can then cater to new users and really cater to speculators as well, right? Because we, as the IOTA Foundation, we can't do that, and we shouldn't do that, quite honestly, because we should build out the best technology that is easy to build on, that is reliable and secure. And then the ecosystem can, for example, create dApps where they can do marketing, where they can do promotion, where they can do new token launches. So it's more like we're sort of distanced from like a level below in terms of the adoption, and really the ecosystem can now start pushing it out. And I would say that we've done a pretty good job with the what we had so far, and there's been quite some press about IOTA, but so far we haven't really played in the narrative, right? We haven't had NFTs, we didn't have DeFi, we've never really spoken about these concepts, and only now we're starting to do that more. So it will take some time, but I really expect that these things will also catch up.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. So would you like to say anything about anything to the Turkish community, or anything about what we expect? Your last words about this?
Yeah. No, it's really great to have such a great Turkish community. I really have to come there once. I've never been.
Yeah, actually, I see Mr. Sergey in here, and in event, but we are waiting for you too.
Yeah, I'll definitely come one day. Okay. No, but it's really exciting, and we really love our local communities, and maybe we can set up some meetups, do some workshops. If people want to organize that, please reach out to us, because we definitely want to do more, and we want to support the Turkish community all over the world, right? And if you have some ideas of what else we can do, like, always feel free to reach out to us.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for this cool conversation. We are hoping the success of the IOTA with the ecosystem, with the price for the investors. So maybe we can make another interview for next year and see what IOTA did in the last year and how much achieved this year.
Yeah, let's do that. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, thank you so much, and see you soon to next year.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.